Welcome into Blaze Radio's coverage of ASU football alongside Blaze broadcasters Alex Coyle and Peyton Gallagher. We are here at Sun Devil Stadium following Arizona State's 19-7 victory over Sacramento State. And Peyton, we'll start with you. Jaden Daniels was not very composed in the first half in this game, did finish with over 300 yards as a total for the game, looked a lot more composed in the second half. What did you see from him tonight?
I thought we saw Alex Jaden blossom a little bit in this game. Struggled in the first half, a little bit of a rocky start, if you will. Didn't necessarily look comfortable. Settled in, great second half, and spurred ASU on to a 19-7 victory. It wasn't always pretty, but he got it done, and that's what great quarterbacks do.
Yeah, it was not pretty indeed, Peyton. One of the things that ASU really needs to work on for their game against Michigan State next week is the security in front of the quarterback, Jaden Daniels. That is the offensive line, starting with their center, Donovan West.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Michigan State's front seven absolutely dominates. That's the way the Big Ten Conference plays football as a whole. And the problem this week was they were blocking the front three just fine. They just couldn't get to that second level. The injury, the right side of that offensive line is going to be young and is going to be inexperienced next week, and that's going to be a key.
Yeah, and Peyton, the ball security was definitely an issue here tonight as well. It came out a number of times on both sides of the ball. How does ASU clean that up going forward?
The ball came out a lot. Sac State was not able to take advantage of it as much as they would have liked to, but for the most part, ASU, they didn't have a fumble for 940-plus carries by a running back last year. They had one last week by Eno, had a couple that nearly got away. Eno made a nice play on a fumble by Jaden Daniels and set up a field goal after running the recovery forward. So big play there, but for the most part, ASU's just got to keep that ball high and tight. They're carrying it like a loaf of bread right now, and it needs to be up close to the breastplate.
Yeah, and Alex, going forward, Michigan State next week, we've mentioned a couple times in the show so far. What is your prediction for next week? How does ASU come out of East Lansing with a victory?
Well, the way that they've had two sloppy performances in the eyes of the coaches, they got an extra day to prepare. The pro model is going to be ready to play in East Lansing. It's going to be another small scoring ball game like we saw today, another field goal fest. We expect Brandon Reese to be back healthy. I'm going to say by a field goal, it's going to be 13-10 Devils.
Yeah, the over-under in today's game was over 60, and it obviously was not even close to that number. Expected not to be a high over-under next week. We'll go to you, Peyton, with your predictions for next week.
I think ASU's been sheltering their offense a little bit here, not trying to put anything on tape in anticipation of this game. Now, do I know if that'll be enough? No, but I think they'll score points. I'm going to go 24-27 Michigan State.
Big matchup for Arizona State football next week, but stay tuned to all of Blaze Radio's coverage of Arizona State football as the season goes on. For Alex Coyle and Peyton Gallagher, I'm Alex Gall saying good night from Sun Devil Stadium.